Good evening. Welcome to the planning board, August 2nd, 2022. Call this meeting to order. And first business is the pledge of allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. Stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, any public comments? I don't see any.
We have no public comments that I'm aware of.
Minutes, we're gonna,
Minutes, we will have at next meeting.
okay. And A&R, Robert's Ways.
Yep, we do have Jameson here tonight, Jameson Van Dyke. Jamie, if you
Jamie?
wouldn't mind just stepping up and telling us about your A&R. If you don't mind just signing in right over there on the corner. Mhm.
He knows me. So he owns the property.
Yes, yes, yep. Jamie, you can just have a seat right over here if you want,
Yeah,
or
right
right over
there,
here,
Jamie.
right over here, yeah. That way you can be on camera. So Jamie is the owner of Robert's Way, and he's looking just to make a lot line adjustment to the current property identified as 23 Robert's Way, which has the locked-up storage on it. If you wouldn't mind, Jamie?
It's all yours.
So, I don't know, it was probably four years ago now or something that we came in for the original subdivision plan, which created 3 commercial lots out off of Route 140 there.
Right.
And, you know, it's been successful. We built a mini storage facility out there that filled up in 4 months. There was like 100 units, and it filled up over the winter. So there was definitely a big need for that. I think the location helps a lot with it as well. And then we built our shop out there for our business.
Go ahead.
We built our shop out there for our business on one of the other lots, and we built 4 contractor bays that we've rented out. That's also been successful, and they've been fully rented, and we use 6 of the bays for our concrete and site work excavation company.
Right.
What we're looking to do is, so there's the 3 lots. The middle lot had a dog leg that went out behind the 3rd lot when we originally created it. I think my engineers were trying to keep the acreage about the same, and so they did that. But since these mini storages have filled up, we've decided that we would like to expand and build a few more of those buildings out behind these 3, because we have another area set aside that would fit that's within this dogleg. So what I'm proposing tonight is to come in for a simple A&R to take the dogleg off of the middle lot and put it with the lot that has the mini storages on it now. And then at the next meeting, I've got all the plans drawn up for the 3 buildings and did all the storm calculations and everything like that. But the next meeting, I would come and propose that to you guys in September.
Okay, very good. Any questions? Right.
You own the property these new additions are going. You own the property, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have a problem with it.
I don't have a problem either.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll move that the A&R be approved.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the A&R for Robert's Way. All in favor?
Aye.
Jamie, would you like to take that A&R with you
Aye.
tonight so you can record it?
Sure. Just take the Mylar.
Yep, we'll take just a very short recess. and we can all sign it, and then you can take it with you if you'd
Okay.
like, if that works.
Good luck.
If that works.
Thank you.
Yeah, I
Les?
hope it don't rain down there.
It sounds like you got a need for all these storage buildings.
Yeah, we actually just added another 100 units in Ringe.
Ringe, I saw that when I went by, yeah.
Yeah, and those filled up very quickly. I guess the Northeast in general is lagging behind in storage in general, and so some of these smaller towns don't have the advantage of these big box ones that come in, so
Oh, yeah,
these are a good fit for these towns, and if they're in the right spot.
that's good. So, you want us to sign that now, or you want us to,
That way Jamie can take it and
Okay,
have it
all right.
recorded, and then.
You want to sign them now?
wants to sign it now,
Yeah.
please? Bear with us for 1 minute, please, while we sign the A&R.
What are you presenting on?
I'm here for a site plan modification to a solar project off of Route 12.
Oh, yeah.
Nicole?
Okay, so let's see, public hearing notice for Spring Street. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and open the hearing for 875 Spring Street. Notice is hereby given that the Winchendon Planning Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, August 2nd, 2022 at 6:05 PM, which we've well exceeded, to consider the request to modify the site plan approval for a 9-megawatt DC solar project issued to PLH LLC of 222 South 9th Street, number 1600, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55042 for property located at 875 Spring Street, Winchendon, Mass. 01475, identified as Winchendon Assessors Map 9, Parcel 97 and 98, owned by the same. Modification seeks to reduce the footprint of the project utilizing a larger, more efficient 535-watt module, eliminating a small array to the south, adding a garage to house the transformers, and a new perimeter fence. Said property is located in the industrial district. Hearing is held on the second floor auditorium, Winchendon Town Hall, 109 Front Street. Information is available in Winchendon Planning and Development Office. All interested persons should plan to attend. Alternative translation accommodations are available in advance request by contacting the Planning and Development Office at least 3 days in advance. Okay, and we have Rodney from Ecos Solar here tonight to present the changes to the modification that he seeks.
Good evening.
Evening, sir.
A quick refresher, back in 2020, this project, I guess late 2020, this project was approved. And due to several factors, part of it was COVID and supply chain issues, and the modules that we had originally ordered and designed the project for are no longer available. So we have been searching for modules that are available to us. We finally found some, so we redesigned the project based on those modules we were able to procure. So based on the larger, more efficient modules, we were able to reduce the footprint quite a bit. The original plan had an array down here in the most southerly area of the project, and it also had a small array here in this area. Those are no longer going to be there. So we are basically reducing the amount of footprint by about 7 acres, plus or minus. And this also, this was a concern back in 2020, was the distance from the array to the abutter here on the Ashburnham side. We have increased this distance. What was approved was 148 feet from the array to that residence. We now have 184 feet from the array to that residence. So with this new module, we were able to reduce the footprint quite a bit. So there's a lot less disturbance as far as overall disturbance, and we don't plan on touching the south area at all, other than to put our perimeter fence in. So speaking of the perimeter fence, originally what was approved was a 7-foot chain link fence, and we have actually been using a different type of fence for our projects in Vermont, and we actually like it a lot better. It's a wood post and a fabric known as fixed knot. It actually looks much more agricultural in use. It's much less industrial looking, so therefore it's a lot less offensive to the eye. And we've been using that in Vermont. Although in Vermont we're required to use it, but we've started to use it in all of our projects because people just tend to prefer that over the industrial looking chain link fence. So that's one of the other changes, and that layout is still the same. We have not changed. We're still going to secure our perimeter, which was approved back in 2020, but it's just a different style of fence. The other thing that we're doing is we had concrete pads spread out throughout the arrays for the equipment, and these pads were roughly 20 by 8, but what we want to do, and we find that here in New England, some of the equipment doesn't do well during the transition periods, spring and fall, where you have that freeze-thaw cycle. A lot of the equipment, especially the gaskets, don't react well to that. So what we want to do is put a small 24 by 24 building, put the majority of the equipment in that building rather than having the concrete pads spread out throughout the site. We're actually reducing the amount of square footage of the impervious, but overall, to me, the garage itself will help the project in the long run, keeping the equipment in better condition.
So Whereabouts you gonna put the garage, or the storage?
The garage will be up here just after the entrance gate. We will have that garage right in here. That way, it's a short run to the National Grid poles, which have been run up through here.
Right.
So, that garage will be right inside that entrance gate. We'll have a short connection to the pole, and, instead of running everything down and around, we're actually going to centrally locate and get the equipment out of the weather. Hopefully, make the maintenance a lot better.
Could you point out where the garage location is one more time?
The garage location is right up
Okay.
in here.
So Les, it's right where my mouse is, right here on the plan, on the television,
Right here, yeah.
right there.
So, Mr. Gold?
I sat in on the last hearing, and I got a couple of concerns. They want to reduce the plan, but if you look at the last sentence, as adding a garage, and transformers, a perimeter fence, and so on and so forth, I really don't have a problem with it, looking at the plan. The problem I have is, if you will remember, I don't believe Amanda was here, there was an abutter who lives in Ashburnham, who lives just over the line, who had some concerns. And I don't want to see that guy in here, basically here in a few months and said, hey, look, you guys changed the plan, and I was never notified. And I really think, Mr. Chairman, that in the future, that any abutter that was notified on the original plan should be notified on a change and so forth.
And that's understandable. I've had several conversations with that abutter. I know their concerns. They don't believe the property line shown on the survey is what it is. But we've had that verified twice now. And we are increasing the distance from the array to that residence. Like I said, what was approved in 2020 was 148 feet. We are increasing that to 184 feet. So we're adding over 35 feet of distance between that residence and the array itself. So.
Now, if I remember right, we're talking about a buffer zone, which is you're talking about now, but are you gonna add anything to that buffer zone, or are you just gonna cut stuff right to it?
We have not adjusted the buffer zone, only because of where we're putting the fence. I have spoken with that abutter, and they think the vegetation is dense enough that they don't feel anything needs to be added. And I have to get that in writing. I know that's part of the conditions. But they did not feel that any additional vegetation would be needed, so.
How high is this fence?
7 foot. Yep. It's, per electrical code, it has to be at least 7 feet. So it's a 7-foot fence.
The poles will be 8. The poles will be 8.
The poles are 8, yeah.
Even with chain link, the poles are typically a few inches higher than the actual
Yeah.
fabric itself.
Yeah. No, I understand that. I just wanted to make
Yeah.
sure everybody knew,
Yeah.
everybody knew how.
Yeah, the
you know,
fabric itself will be 7 feet, and the poles, right, are just a little taller than the fabric.
Okay,
And actually, the poles are actually much bigger because they get driven in. The posts get driven
Right.
in, and then the fabric gets hung on that, so.
any other questions from the board? Satisfied out? Okay. Mr. Gould,
What?
you okay?
I'm satisfied.
Okay, yeah, I am too. All right, then we have to take a vote on it, and, well, first of all, we gotta close the hearing, right?
Make a motion to close the hearing.
I'll second it.
Okay. Motion's been made and seconded to close the hearing, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we have to vote on it.
Yeah.
All right. All in favor of the changes that have been being made down at 875 Spring Street? Yes, Mr. Gould.
I suggest basically we postpone any other action on the rest of this agenda until we have a full board.
Okay, do I get a second on that? Second.
What was it? That he wants to postpone it till we
Well,
have. full board?
if everybody agrees, then,
Yeah.
So you don't want to vote on the
Huh?
solar? You don't want to vote on the solar array this evening?
you know, what,
You don't
No.
want to vote on the solar array?
where's that?
So we just have to vote in what direction
Oh,
we're
the
going to
solar
go.
one, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who made the motion?
You were making.
All right, I'll move that the matter be
Okay.
approved.
I'll second that.
Motion been made and seconded to approve it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Do we need a
Okay,
roll call
so-
vote?
So the solar system the site plan modification will be done with the modifications as stated in the letter that Eco Solar has provided with us about the wattage, the fence, and the garage, and the elimination of that one array. So, and I will write that in, and the special, the site plan rule, the previous site plan still remains in effect, and this will
Right.
be added to as a modification.
Mr. Gould?
I want to make one further comment before we adjourn. Everybody that's listening and here at the meeting knows that the town is in some sort of a mess out here on Central Street and a few other streets too. Somebody asked me the other day why I voted for this plan. I didn't, and neither did any of you. All of these plans, all of this construction was never brought before the planning board. How come? And if you want to take a look at a jackass approach, go up and take a look at Railroad Street. Who in hell designed that street up there? I know who did, and I'm not going to say who it was, but go up and take a look. A one-way street, I'd like to know how they're going to plow it in the winter. You got a couple of islands out there and so forth, and maybe they give Joe Ledoux a fishbowl or something like that, I don't know. But I think it's kind of unfortunate because the town has been turned upside down, and the businesses are suffering down here on Central Street. Why weren't these plans brought before this board? And why wasn't there some public hearings to at least let these folks know what in hell is going on? Thank you.
Record the original, and then once it's recorded, you
I move to adjourn.
Can't.
Thank you, have a good
We
night.
still got two more things. Okay. Article 9, for the proposed sign bylaw. We're going to continue that. This is going to be
Yeah.
on the agenda for a while, right?
So we can continue this to the next planning board meeting,
Right,
which should be August 16th.
right.
And we'll continue to put it on the agenda until it is going to be represented at town meeting in the fall.
We're not
And-
expected to make any changes to this, are we?
No changes, we're
I can't,
resubmit the proposed that went through at May meeting, so no changes.
The planning board reorganization here again, that should wait till our next
We
meeting.
want to wait till there's a full board, and also, would you like to wait to appoint a member to
Right,
the
till
committee?
we have a full board.
Open space preservation
those two are
appraisal.
on.
Okay, so I will include that on next planning board meeting agenda.
Next meeting is October, yeah.
August 16th, yes, is the next planning board meeting.
August 16th.
Yep, yep. And do you all plan on being there? Amanda, can you make the August 16th meeting? Perfect. Okay, excellent. All right, well, thank
Okay.
you for your time.
Now I'll take your motion, Mr. Gould, to adjourn.
To adjourn.
second.
Motion been made and seconded to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.